The pain struck without warning, so sudden and sharp that Emily nearly dropped her phone straight into the sink. One moment she was rinsing a plate, half listening to the steady rush of water, and the next her breath caught in her throat. It felt as if something twisted violently deep inside her lower back, like a blade turning where it didn't belong. The room tilted. For a split second, the kitchen seemed to spin around her. The clatter of dishes and the hiss of running water faded into a distant blur. Her hand flew instinctively to her spine, fingers pressing hard as if sheer force might push the pain away. She hadn't lifted anything heavy. She hadn't slipped. She hadn't even moved the wrong way. And yet the pain was intense, wrong, terrifying in a way she couldn't explain. Without thinking, she grabbed her phone and tapped her father's name. Her voice came out thinner than she intended, trembling despite her effort to sound calm. "Dad, my back hurts." Before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button if you're enjoying this story. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is a perfect moment. One small click that makes a huge difference for us. And feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback truly matters. Now back to the story. The moment her father answered, his tone changed. Years of instinct sharpened his voice as he began firing questions. Where she was, what she had been doing, how long the pain had lasted. But Emily barely registered his words. The pain was pulsing now, spreading, creeping both upward and downward at the same time. She leaned heavily against the counter as unnoticed soapy water spilled over the edge of the sink and onto the floor. The house behind her was silent, except for the faint click of paws on tile. That was when Max stopped moving. Max, her German shepherd, had followed her everywhere since the day she adopted him. He was calm, observant, never dramatic, a quiet presence. But now he stood frozen in the doorway, ears fully alert. His eyes weren't on Emily's face. They were fixed on her lower back. Every muscle in his body was tense, and the sight sent a strange chill across her skin. He made a low sound, not a growl, not a whimper, but something uncertain and tight. Emily turned her head slightly, confused, whispering his name and asking what was wrong, while her father's voice grew louder through the phone, telling her to sit down, to breathe, to call emergency services if the pain worsened. Max didn't move closer. He didn't wag his tail. He didn't react to her voice at all. Instead, he began pacing behind her in a tight circle, stopping every few seconds to sniff the air near her spine. His nose hovered just inches away, breath fast and focused, as though he were tracking something invisible, something only he could sense. Emily forced a weak laugh, trying to dismiss the fear rising in her chest. She told her father that Max was probably just acting strange, reacting to her stress. But even as she said it, another wave of pain tore through her back, stronger than before, forcing a sharp gasp from her lungs. That was when Max barked. The sound exploded through the quiet kitchen. Emily jolted so hard she nearly lost her balance. Her phone slipped in her hand as Max lunged forward, pressing his nose firmly against the exact spot in her lower back. He sniffed insistently, then scraped the floor gently with his paw, urgent but careful, as if pointing to something she couldn't see. Her father heard the bark through the phone. His voice sharpened instantly, demanding to know what was happening. But Emily couldn't answer right away. For the first time since the pain began, a terrifying thought settled in her mind, cold and heavy. Max wasn't reacting to her fear. He was reacting to something inside her. Her heart began pounding so hard she could hear it in her ears, drowning out even her father's urgent voice. Max had never behaved like this, not once, and the way his nose stayed fixed on that exact spot made the pain seem smaller than the fear now spreading through her chest. Slowly, she turned her body sideways, gripping the counter for support. Max moved with her, never breaking focus. Despite the warmth of the kitchen, a shiver ran down her spine. Something was deeply wrong, wrong in a way she had tried to ignore. Her father told her to put the phone on speaker. His words came faster now, sharper, asking her to describe the pain exactly, where it was, how it felt. Emily answered automatically, describing the pressure, the stabbing waves, the strange numbness creeping into her legs. Max paced again, barking once more, his tail rigid, movements frantic yet controlled, like he was trying to warn them both without knowing how. Then her father's voice dropped, calm but tense. "Emily, call an ambulance. Right now. No arguing. Pain like this doesn't come from nowhere." She hesitated. Fear has a way of making even the clearest warnings feel uncertain. But before she could protest, Max suddenly bolted past her. His claws scraped across the tile as he ran toward the hallway, barking sharply. He stopped, barked again, looked back at her, then at the front door. He wasn't panicking. He was guiding her. With shaking hands, Emily dialed emergency services. She described the pain, Max's behavior, her father's steady voice still grounding her in the background. Minutes later, though it felt like hours, sirens wailed in the distance. By the time the paramedics arrived, Emily could barely stand. The pain had become a crushing weight, stealing her breath. Max refused to leave her side, positioning himself between her and anyone who moved too quickly. His body was tense but protective, eyes sharp and intelligent. At the hospital, everything moved fast. Scans replaced uncertainty with urgency. The truth emerged, something no one could have seen from the outside. A severe internal bleed, dangerously close to her spine. Silent, expanding, moments away from causing permanent damage. The doctor spoke gently but firmly. If Emily had waited longer, if she had dismissed it as stress or a pulled muscle, the outcome could have been devastating. Tears slipped quietly into her hair as she listened, not just from fear, but from the realization of how close she had come to losing everything. Her father arrived soon after, gripping her hand tightly. His voice broke for the first time as he thanked Max over and over, kneeling beside the dog who now sat calmly, his job done, his instincts proven. Emily turned her head toward Max, her chest tight with emotion, and whispered his name, finally understanding. When she had said, "Dad, my back hurts," it wasn't only her father who heard the fear in her voice. Max heard it too, and he listened with his whole heart. This story has touched millions of hearts. Did it touch yours? Let us know with a like. Write yes in the comments, and follow or subscribe for more incredible stories like this.